generations marched, protested, and fought for a right we now hold in the palm of our hands. From the black and white images of the civil rights movement to the determined faces of the suffragettes, the fight for the ballot was a fight for a voice. Yet today, a new image is emerging, a generation of young Americans, scrolling past the very power their ancestors bled for. After all that struggle, why are so many young people choosing not to vote? It's a question we need to ask. If you look at the numbers, a concerning trend appears. And election after election, the gap between eligible young voters and those who actually show up is widening. It's not a small dip, it's a growing chasm, a quiet rejection of the political process. But calling it simple apathy is missing the point. This isn't laziness, it's a statement. So, what's really behind this silent protest? For many, it's a deep sense of political disillusionment. Imagine you're a young person today. Your world is defined by urgent issues, a rapidly changing climate, crushing student debt, and a constant fight for social justice. You turn on a political debate, hoping to hear solutions, hoping to see a reflection of your reality. Instead, you get sound bites, political theater, and promises that feel disconnected from the ground beneath your feet. The people who are supposed to represent you don't seem to speak your language or understand your priorities, when the conversation on screen feels completely detached from the life you're living. It's easy to feel like your voice has no place in it. Then there's the system itself. It often feels like a game with rules you can't win. We're told every vote counts, but then we learn about things like the Electoral College, where the popular vote doesn't always determine the winner. We see districts drawn into strange, winding shapes through gerrymandering, designed to give one party an advantage before a single ballot is even cast. When you see how the system can be engineered to dilute your impact, the act of voting can start to feel less like an exercise of power and more like a hopeful but futile gesture. It's no wonder that many young people are pouring their energy elsewhere, into grassroots organizing and community action, searching for more direct ways to make a tangible difference. On top of all that, there are practical barriers. Let's be honest, the process can be confusing. Voter registration forms can look like tax documents, filled with jargon and complex questions. Deadlines vary from state to state, and figuring out where and how to vote can feel like a scavenger hunt. And like in previous generations, comprehensive civics education is no longer a standard part of every school's curriculum. So, many first-time voters are left to navigate this complicated system on their own, without a map. It's not that they don't want to participate, it's that the system itself puts up hurdles that can feel overwhelming, especially when you're already juggling school, work, and life. So, where do we go from here? The answer isn't just to shout "Go vote" louder. That simplistic message ignores the valid reasons behind the disillusionment. The path forward requires a deeper look. It looks like community-led voter registration drives that meet people where they are. It looks like educational initiatives that demystify the process and empower new voters with the knowledge they need. The growing trend of youth non-voting isn't just a sign of apathy. It's a powerful signal. It's a generation telling the system that it needs to evolve, that it needs to be more responsive, more transparent, and more inclusive. It's a call for politics to earn back the trust and participation of its future. Perhaps the question isn't why young people aren't voting, but what we need to do to build a democracy they believe is worth voting for. Thanks for watching. If this conversation resonated with you, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the issues that shape our world.